All right, welcome back, everybody. The South African Airways, or SAA, has posted a net loss of 5.6 billion rand for the financial year. I mean, this is significantly higher from the 1.5 billion. Did I just say million? I should say billion. That was 5.6 billion rand. And now, of course, this is on the back of that 1.5 billion loss suffered in 2015-2016. Now, these results, we must emphasize, are according to the Auditor General Kimi Makwetu's audit report, which he tabled in Parliament on Thursday. To tell us more, we're joined in studio now by SAA CEO Vuyani Jarana. Good to have you. Thank you very much for coming in.
Good morning, Leanne. Good morning to the viewers.
So let's have a look at some of these numbers now, because 5.6 billion rand for the past financial year. Obviously, this is the 2017 year. Let's talk about this. How accurate are these figures? Because you haven't actually released your results yet.
Yes, I think the important thing we must realize with these results, this is the results of the year ended March 2017. So I think that's the starting point. And obviously, we've been working with the Auditor General. We are going to be releasing the results before the end of March in the form of IGM. Now, the key things is that the elements that have been reported in the results themselves are the numbers that we know, but it's important for South Africans to understand that we're talking about what happened a year ago. Yeah. And we welcome the results from the Auditor General, because we see it as part of the build program for the strategy of the airline, because they give us a deep diagnostics in certain parts of the business, so which contributes to the insights that we need to move forward as a board and as executive.
Yeah. I mean, there's also the report stating that liabilities exceeded assets by 17.8 million. I mean, these are massive numbers. How do you come around from this?
So, I think one of the key things, Leanne, that's important is to understand that SAA has never been appropriately capitalized other than the government raising guarantees. So any business has got maximum debt capacity that it can carry. So what we have seen the shareholder doing is recapitalizing the airline, improving the balance sheet restructuring. So we are continuing to engage with the shareholder treasury around liquidity, as well as rebasing the capital structure of the airline in order to be able to set it up for success. When I came in November, when you asked me, am I going to sign on the strategy? Yeah. My answer to you was that I need to stress test the strategy. November, December, January, we've done that with the board. We've made certain tweaks in the strategy, but the board is going to be presenting that strategy to the shareholder. We're very clear there's a path to success for SAA, but that path to success needs funding. And we need to deal with all the issues of bringing skill, stability in leadership, a very strong commercial focus organization. That's what we're building, keeping in mind that this is 4 months in the role. Yes. And that's what we've done. We've clear path to success.
Yeah, I mean, look, we do need to emphasize that. I mean, you only took over, as you said, from the 1st of November. We're sitting now in, just in March of the following year. So you've only been in this position for a few months.
Of course. Of course, this kind of report gives us deep insights. We have to take responsibility for it and say some of the things that are being raised on the report, which we need to deal with administratively, we will in earnest deal with them. But we take the report as good feedback. Also, it helps us with in the project of fixing SAA, because you need insight. You need an auditor report like that begins to tell you where else you need to look as you build the strategy. And the strategy is clear, and the report can only complement what we are doing.
I mean, one thing that really raised a bit of an alarm for me was the Auditor General basically coming out and saying and questioning SAA's ability to actually be operating as a going concern. Now, that has to make every person who actually catches the airline a little bit of worry, and that's what I want to try and talk about. So, firstly, how are you actually operating?
So if you look at the airline itself, you've got the core airline business as well as the overall business. So the core operations of the airline, that flights take off on time, they are safe, you've got best pilot, you've got a very strong operational organization there with a lot of history, a lot of legacy, and also cabin crew that is really good at servicing our customers on board. So that part of the business is very, very solid. And by world standard, I meet with a number of CEOs globally since I'm getting involved into the airline industry. They do tell me that SAA is a very, very good airline. What we need to fix is the commercial aspect of the airline to make sure that what we do operationally has financial consequences that are positive for the airline. So that's what we talk about, a clear commercial strategy, route network optimization. So as we stand today, very good operation in terms of the flight taking off on time. Our on-time performance is amongst the best in the world. Robustness, our pilots are being sought after across the globe. So that's the core business of the airline. That's running. So what we need to fix is how we run the airline commercially to make sure it can make money.
Yeah. What about Mango? Because the Auditor General put Mango in the same category, also saying that it's given them a qualified report, and also worried about that. And I've never really heard any concerns about Mango up until now.
No, Mango is a very successful business. It's profitable. And you'll keep in mind that some of the issues around audit opinion are around certain things like inventory, useful life of assets and so on. But generally, Mango is a very, very successful business. It's a jewel, actually, of the group.
Yeah. All right, let us quickly take a break. We'll continue this discussion afterwards. We're in conversation with CEO Vuyani Jarana of SAA. If you've got any questions, concerns, and you'd like to raise them with the CEO, please do write to us at Morning Live SABC. Tweet to us. What did I tell you about a strong cup of coffee? Vuyani, I need one. I don't know about you. I said earlier you need one as well. So you and I can both go and have one after this. Let's take this break. We'll see you afterwards.
SABCnews.com is your one-stop digital portal to all the news you need. With a website that is easy to use on mobile, SABC News prides itself in being the primary source of public service content across multiple platforms. Watch live streams of all the big news events on the